Hola a los estudiantes de la clase de español 111. In this video, we will look at numbers from 0 to 100 in Spanish. Look at the numbers that you see on your screen, and you will realize that from 0 to 30, we have numbers that are just one word. Once we hit 31 and the following, we will have numbers written with 3 words. Let's look at the numbers in Spanish. Por favor, repitan conmigo. Please repeat after me. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. If you look at 6 and 16, you will see that 6 has no accent, 16 has an accent. Let's look at the numbers from 21 to 30. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. As you can see, we still have numbers with one word. 22 has an accent. 23 has an accent as well. 26 has an accent. But 2, 3, and 6 don't have accents. Be careful with the spelling of these numbers. 20 for 20 ends in an E. 30 for 30 ends in an A. As soon as you hit 31, we're going to have numbers written in 3 words. Not just one, but 3 words. Let's look at those. Repitan conmigo. Repeat after me. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. As you can see, to say 31, what we say is 30 and 1. 31. The same thing is going to happen with 41. We will say 40 and 1. 41. Same thing will happen, for example, with 56. We will say 50 and 6. 56. So it is important to remember that when you hit 31, you're going to have numbers written in 3 words. And this will happen with the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and so on. So it is important to know the words for 40, 50, 60, 70, etc. And if we have, for example, 72, what we will say is 70 and 2. 72. Let's read the numbers from 40 to 100. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. After you hit 101, cien, which means 100, becomes ciento, with to at the end. Ciento. And if you want to say, for example, 101, you will say ciento uno. For 102, ciento dos. For 112, for example, ciento doce. For 126, ciento veintiséis. You simply have to add the numbers together, remembering that 100 is cien. When you go past 100, then cien becomes ciento. Something important to remember as well is that between 30 and 90, all those words, 30, 40, 50, etc., they end in an A. 60, 60, 70 are very similar. The only difference is the S in 60 and the T in 70. So basically, to review, numbers from 0 to 100 in Spanish. The first 30 numbers are just one word. Once we hit 31, they become 3 words. For example, for 84, we say 80 and 4. 84. A good way to work on your numbers is to try and say in Spanish any number that you see anywhere. You're watching a football game, for example, and the numbers of the players on their jerseys are very big. Just look at the jersey and try to say the number in Spanish. For example, a player could be number 23. Then you could say 23. Same thing when you're watching a basketball game, for example, or a baseball game. That's a good way to go about it. If you look at your book, Arriba, the 7th edition that we're using for the class, each page has the number written in number and also spelled out in Spanish. Just leafing through your book could be a good way to review your numbers in Spanish from 0 to 100. Muchas gracias. Terminamos el video. Se despide el profesor Antón García Fernández.